Today on Hawaii Tokai News, the first Japanese embassy to the United States of America in 1860 visits the Hawaiian Kingdom, the reaction what happened, and its legacy in the 21st century. 19th century state-of-the-art transportation technology brings the Japanese to the Hawaiian island and the USA. A royal reception, Kamehameha Falls, Queen Emma, and the Hawaii Royal Courts host an audience with the Japanese ambassadorial delegation and the American crew members of the USS Powhatan. An island capital and its citizens gave aloha to the Japanese. What did the citizens of Honolulu have to say? A night to remember. Honolulu's elite hosts a celebration, perspectives, an interview with one of Honolulu's leading citizens, a bold new world. From the global headquarters of the Hawaii Tokai International College News Network, this is a special report from Hawaii Tokai News with Mariko Minami, Kento Takebayashi, and the Hawaii Tokai News team. The news starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Mariko Minami.
And I'm Kento Takebayashi. Thank you for joining us on today's special newscast. 150 years ago this month, in the year 1860, Japan and Hawaii experienced an extraordinary exchange. In 1860, the Tokugawa government in Japan sent its first ambassadors to the United States of America.
The official mission of the first Japanese embassy to the U.S. was exchange of treaty ratifications covered in the Treaty of Peace and Amity of 1854. On its 1860 voyage from Japan to the west coast of the United States, two ships carrying Americans and Japanese ambassadors stopped in the Hawaiian island. Hawaii Tokai News reporter Aine Takeuchi joins us from Honolulu.
Thank you, Mariko and Kento. The 1853 arrival of American naval expedition under the command of Commander Matthew Perry marked the start of relations between Japan and the United States of America. In 1854, the two countries signed a treaty of peace and amity to ratify the new 1858 Treaty of Friendship, Commerce, and Navigation. An ambassadorial delegation from Japan was organized and sent on its first official visit to the USA in 1860. Why was this a groundbreaking and historic expedition? The Japanese were making their first journey to Americans as well as the unprecedented reaction Japan's embassy received when it arrived in the United States. Throughout their 7-week U.S. tour, the Japanese were greeted with great excitement. Everywhere they went, they met overflowing crowds and parades in their honor. The historic visit was widely followed in the American press of the day by recounting every detail. Lawsuits were in part responsible for the Japanese embassy and the American crew of the USS Powhatan to stop in Honolulu on its way to San Francisco. The Japanese delegation boarded the Powhatan, which was in need to replace the American ship. Its crew and the Japanese delegation then headed for while the Cameron continued on to San Francisco. On March 18, the USS Powhatan departed Honolulu for the United States. I'm Aine Takeuchi reporting.
Thank you, Aine. 19th century state-of-the-art ocean transportation technology brought the Japanese delegation to the Hawaiian island and later to the USA. For complete analysis of the two ships involved in the voyage across the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii Tokai News contacted naval historian Shingo Uematsu.
Japan's first sail and skill-driven steam corvette was the Kanrin-maru, ordered by the Bakufu in 1853 from the Netherlands, the only Western country with which Japan had diplomatic relations throughout its period of sakoku. The ship was delivered on September 21, 1857. At first, the ship was used at the newly established Naval School of Nagasaki in order to build up knowledge of Western warship technology. As a screw-driven steamship, the Kanrin-maru represented a new technological advance in ship design introduced in the West only 10 years earlier. This allowed Japan to experience some of the newest advances in ship design. By sending the Kanrin-maru, Japan wanted the world to understand that it now mastered modern navigation techniques and ship technologies. On February 9, 1860, the Kanrin-maru sailed by Katsukaishi as ship captain John Manjiro, Kukuzawa Yukichi, ambassadors, 96 Japanese sailors, and the American officer John M. Brooke left Uraga. A United States Navy ship, the USS Powhatan, accompanied Kanrin-maru. It was a side-wheel steam frigate named for a Native American chief of Western Virginia. Built at the Norfolk Navy Yard, the ship was over 253 feet long and was powered by a 1,500 horsepower steam engine. Powhatan could cruise at 11 knots or 13 miles per hour. It cost $785,000, assigned to the East India Squadron. Powhatan arrived in 1853 in Chinese waters. Commander Perry's navigations for commercial relations with the Japanese occurred at the same time. On February 14, 1854, the Powhatan entered Tokyo Bay with the rest of the squadron. The Convention of Kanagawa was signed on March 31, 1854. The U.S.-Japan Treaty of Amity and Commerce was signed on Powhatan's death, July 29, 1858. On February 13, 1860, the Powhatan, accompanied by the Kanrin-maru, departed Japanese waters for the Hawaiian Islands.
Thank you for that report, Shingo. The Japanese embassy was formerly composed of 3 men: Ambassador Shinmi Masaoki, Vice Ambassador Muragaki Norimasa, and Observer Oguri Tadamasa, as well as their staff and attendants. Now let's switch to reporter Mayumi Mori, who is standing by at Iorani Palace. A very interesting ceremony took place.
That's right, Kento. Kamehameha IV and Queen Emma received the Japanese ambassadors. No ambassadors from Japan had ever visited the Hawaiian Kingdom before. Besides the king's ministers and officers of the government, a number of foreign dignitaries were present for the private ceremony. Kamehameha IV was born Alexander Liholiho in Honolulu in 1834. His father was royal governor of Oahu, and his mother Kuhina Nui of the kingdom. Earlier in life as Crown Prince, he and his brother with Dr. Jude sailed to San Francisco in September 1849. After touring California, they continued on to various places including New York, Washington, D.C., and to Europe, meeting with various heads of state. On January 11, 1855, he began his reign at 25 years of age. Palace sources tell Hawaii Tokai News that the audience with Kamehameha IV and Queen Emma was granted at the request of the American representative to present the Japanese embassy. Admiral Tatna and the officers of the U.S.